Most people quit drinking because they realise that it's causing negative consequences in their life. Maybe it's affecting their relationship, their career, or their ability to parent. But very few people quit drinking because of the impact that alcohol's having on their body. In this video, we're going to look at what happens to the body after you stop drinking alcohol. Now, alcohol affects every part of the human body, and the first 3 days can be among the most noticeable after we stopped, unfortunately for all the wrong reasons, because that's when we can experience withdrawal symptoms. After 72 hours, these tend to fade, and it's important to remember that around 90% of people are psychologically addicted to alcohol. So although they might experience some withdrawal symptoms, most people tend not to experience severe withdrawal symptoms. But if you do encounter any of the more severe withdrawal symptoms, or they feel like you can't cope with them, it's important to seek out medical assistance as soon as possible. Now, after the first 3 days, those withdrawal symptoms tend to begin to fade. For some people, they last longer, and we can experience cravings for a period of time after we quit drinking. And there's a video right above me now that will help you learn how to navigate cravings successfully. But for many, emotional issues take much longer. When we quit drinking, it can be like removing a mask that we've been using to protect ourselves from uncomfortable feelings and difficult emotions that we just not wanted to face. Without alcohol, we're unable to numb ourselves out from these feelings, and we have no option but to face into them. In addition to that, there's a period where our mind and our brain are rebalancing, and it takes time for everything to settle down again. So be gentle with yourself if you're noticing any emotional instability. That can take a little bit longer, but believe me, once that's happened, you'll find yourself feeling way more calmer, grounded and mentally resilient than you've probably felt in a long time. Make sure that you journal what's been coming up for you and notice the changes. It's really important to gather the data and track the changes so you can measure your progress on this amazing journey, because there are so many gifts, and I'm going to get into even more of those positive changes that happen to the body when we stop drinking alcohol right now. The first thing that most people notice is a change in their sleep. When we drink alcohol regularly, we don't enter the proper sleep cycles that allow us to have full, restorative, refreshing sleep. When we stop drinking, there can be a period where our sleep is disrupted, and it's sensible to expect a few days where we're probably not going to sleep very well. But after that, we re-enter the correct cycles of sleep and start to wake up feeling truly refreshed, alive and awake. I remember the first time it happened to me, and I woke up, it was about a week after I quit drinking, and I felt amazing. The fog had cleared and I'd had the best night's sleep that I can remember. It was incredible, and thankfully that's never stopped. Just imagine never having a hangover again. What an amazing feeling. I often encourage people to take a selfie when they stop drinking, and then take another one around 30 days after they've quit, so that they can compare the two side by side. And the reason I invite them to do that is that we notice some big changes in our face within the first 3 or 4 weeks after we quit. Because we're getting that amazing new quality sleep, the darkness under our eyes tends to fade very quickly. In addition, our face becomes less bloated. Alcohol dehydrates us, so our body hangs on to as much hydration as it possibly can. This results, among other things, in a bloated face. As we become more hydrated, our skin starts to glow. Our skin looks better, it has more elasticity, it's not brittle and dry any longer. The same happens with our hair and our nails. Obviously that hasn't happened for me with my hair, but when we drink regularly, our hair and nails can break easily. Our hair and our nails become stronger after we stop drinking. So take a selfie if you're in the early stages, and then compare it with another one around a month later. If you've already stopped drinking, see if you can find an old picture of yourself and compare the two, and notice what the difference looks like. I'm sure you will be amazed. Most people also experience weight loss. This can take a bit longer to happen. For some people, it takes several months. And if one of your reasons for stopping drinking is to lose weight, it's important important to combine it with good nutrition and regular exercise. Quitting drinking alone might shift a few pounds, but if you want to move more than that, then you're going to want to make sure you've got a good diet and you're getting your heart rate elevated as often as possible. But it does happen. Alcohol is packed with calories. Cutting that out of your life will absolutely shift a few pounds. But as I say, it can take time. For some people, they notice it within a few weeks. For other people, it can be as long as 6 months. One of the big dangers of drinking regularly is cirrhosis of the liver. One of my friends actually passed away from liver disease, which was absolutely tragic. He was only 47 years old. As soon as you stop drinking, our liver begins to regenerate and restore. The liver is one of the most resilient organs in the human body, and it has the ability to regenerate itself. So as soon as you cut alcohol out, you're immediately improving your liver and massively reducing the risk of liver disease. Sadly, thousands of people die every year from alcohol-related cancers. That can be cancer of the esophagus, cancer of the neck, colorectal cancer, liver cancer, or breast cancer, to name just a few. As soon as you stop drinking, you're immediately reducing the risks. Regular or heavy drinking comes with significant risks of that happening, especially as we get older. So know that you're protecting yourself and reducing the risks of cancer significantly. And in addition to that, when we stop drinking, our immune system boosts itself back to its normal levels. When you drink heavily or regularly, you'll find you're far more susceptible to pick up common colds and viruses because your immune system is not as strong as it should be. When you stop drinking, your immune system is boosted. I'm often contacted by people who tell me how much their blood pressure is reduced. After a few months without alcohol, they go to the doctor, they have their blood pressure checked, and they're amazed when they see how much lower it is than when they were drinking. And that absolutely happens when we quit alcohol. Our blood pressure goes back down to normal levels. All the time that we're drinking, we're significantly increasing the risk of cardiovascular disease and leaving ourselves open to the risk of having a heart attack. And that doesn't just happen to men either. So if you've been alcohol free for a while, why not get your blood pressure checked and see what's happened? I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. It's another major benefit and something incredible that happens to our body after we've stopped drinking. We also get a boost to our brain after we stop drinking. When we're drinking heavily, our memory suffers. We can have issues with coordination, cognitive functioning and concentration. Without alcohol in our lives, our brain rebalances and we get a memory boost like no other. We're able to remember things. We're able to fully focus and concentrate whenever we need to. And we don't have the constant fog of a hangover hanging around either. And our mind is not occupied by thoughts of drinking or thoughts of when we can start drinking. In fact, we simply feel free, which is an amazing feeling. When we feel free, we feel happy. And surely that's what we all want on this journey. Alcohol can damage the lining of the stomach, and our liver is responsible for getting rid of the toxins in the body. When we're pouring in alcohol, the liver can't do its job properly, and this can cause issues with the way that we digest our food and liquids. When we cut alcohol out, it all starts to work correctly. We don't have those same digestion issues that we might well have when we're drinking alcohol heavily. Now, you may also be wondering what alcohol does to your brain, and I've put together a video which is right next to me now for you to watch next, which talks about the impact alcohol has on our brain and explores whether it actually kills our brain cells. So simply click that and you can start watching it now, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'd love you to be part of this awesome community, and I'll see you on the next video very soon.